up though, it's your boy Jay back here for another video for you guys. This video is going to be for the Black Lives Matter event movement. I am so honored and so blessed to be a part of this movement. This platform was created by one of my fellow really good friends so that people of ethnic black skinned people can shine their light and let things be known and let their opinions and their voices be heard. I think this is an amazing thing. So for me, I was originally born in Kansas City, Missouri. So if you know anything about Kansas City, Missouri, you would know that Kansas is our sister state and is really racist there. So growing up in Kansas City, Missouri for me was very interesting to say the least. So I was born in 1992 as an African American child. I experienced racism at a very young age. I was taught as a child, when an officer comes to you, you need to make sure that yes sir, no sir. I was told not to give eye contact to officers and not to make eye to eye, not to look at them, to pretty much have my head down, when talking to correctional officers. Because of the color of your skin, things are going to be harder for you. Because of the color of your skin, you're not going to have the same type of equal opportunity as other people that are white or of a lighter skin complexion. So as a child, I was being told just because of the color of my skin that I would not have an equal fight in life. I wouldn't have the same opportunities as other people who were either white or more light-skinned than I was. So as a kid, hearing that constantly, not only just hearing it, but being able to observe it and see it, definitely played a huge role for me as an individual, because I didn't grow up loving my skin. I didn't grow up loving me as a black person or a brown-skinned man. For many years I wanted to be white. For many years I wanted to be light-skinned, because I felt like if I was light-skinned or if I was white, things would be more easy, things would be more smooth, I would be more accepted, I'd be more loved because I'm light-skinned or because I'm white. That was a challenge internally, to say the least. And then as I got older, my mom started dating white men, and so then I started going to more all-white schools. I was in more all-white neighborhoods and communities, and that was very bittersweet because I missed my ethnic, I missed my black friends that I was around, but at the same token, being in all-white schools, I had more opportunities because Kansas was a primarily white neighborhoods and primarily white everything was in Kansas. So moving to Kansas when I was about 12-13 years old, it was a complete game changer. I did get discriminated because of the color of my skin while I was there. I had teachers tell me that there was no way that I could have passed an exam because I'm not supposed to be intelligent because of the color of my skin. And guess what happened? My mom went up there and was an angry black woman. In that situation, it's like, a teacher is insulting her child, not because I can't do the work, not because I'm not smart enough, but because of the color of my skin, I was automatically ruled out as a person that was not intelligent enough to take a test. Going to school in different parts of Kansas, it was bittersweet because although we had more opportunities and although my reading improved, and although I was exposed to so many more wonderful and great things, I felt uncomfortable walking down the street because I knew that if I walked down the street, I'd be called nigger. I knew that if I was walking by myself or not with a large enough group of people, that there was a high chance of something happening to me just because of the color of my skin. I love the fact that, I felt like rich, I felt wealthy and I felt really good, and I felt like I had finally made it like a level up, being in the Kansas versus being in Kansas, Missouri. It was definitely a level up in many different ways. At the same token, being in that atmosphere, in that environment, was still very toxic and mind-effing in its own ways, because the day I went to school and each day that I lived, I was being constantly reminded that because of the color of my skin, I wouldn't have the same opportunities or equal fighting chance as other people. That if I went to an interview with a white person, we both had the same credentials, we both had the same type of background, we had the same type of everything. Because I'm black, I have a less chance of getting that job. Even if I had better credentials, even if I had everything that was better than what this other person had that was white, he would still most likely get that job just because of the color of my skin. And that was very, very disheartening coming up and hearing that. The crazy thing is that a lot of people have that mentality in the Black community. Like, if you're not white or if you're not light-skinned, you're just not gonna make it in this world. You're just not gonna get ahead. You're just not going to be prosperous of any type of sort because it's a white man's world. And that is a reality that a lot of Black people do have because of their history and what they were told and where they came from. Like, my family originates from Jackson, Mississippi. Depending on where you are in the United States of America, depends on the level of racism that you will experience, and that is 100% fact. If you're Black, you're Black. You know what I mean? Like, if you're dark skinned or whether you're light skinned, no matter what on that spectrum, you are still considered Black. And we need to find unity within the skin tones of a Black race, of a Black community, of just being ethnic. We need to find a love of all of our shades and all of our skin tones, and not put anyone on a higher pedestal. And remember that we're all equal and we're all one. There are two different groups of slavery that was happening, and on both ends of the spectrum, you're both getting treated unfairly. You're both getting treated without love and dignity and without respect. And everyone experienced that around that time of racism for over 100 years, for counting 200 years, counting 300 years, counting 400 years. Like, everyone experienced a different level of you're not good enough and you're not accepted, because the underlying period point blank is that you're Black. I'm 28 years old, and it took me many years to love my skin. It took me many years to realize that I was good enough, and it makes me so happy that I see a lot of people who are younger than me, younger than 28 years old, who are loving their Blackness and loving who they are. Our culture originates from Africa, and our original culture was tribes, and we didn't have neighborhoods. We had communities of people, and we loved each other, and we were there for each other, and we supported each other. And our background is campfires, and dancing in circles, and enjoying our beauty, and enjoying the earth, and enjoying each other, no matter what you look like. It's all about love. And I feel like we have lost sight of that because it was, for many centuries, beat out of us. Have to remember that we're gods and we're goddesses, and we are kings and queens, and we need to rise up, and remember that your Black is beautiful, and remember that your hair is beautiful, and you don't have dreads, you have locks. You know what I'm saying? Locking up your hair, you're locking up your energy, you're locking up your life force. That's another huge example of how us as Black people don't even understand the logic of the words that we use 100% of the time, because it's just words that have been passed down from generation to generation. And so we use that. Understand where hip-hop comes from. I understand where R&B comes from, and I understand where rhythm and blues comes from. The rawness and the realness, and the emotions of that music is real, and the emotions of the symphonies that come across to the next person is real, But we have to remember that before we were singing about drugs and alcohol, before we were singing about sex, and before we were singing about how we are treated less than in this world, we were singing praises and we were singing love, and our world and our culture was so different. And the biggest thing that I really want us to get back to as a Black society, as a Black nation, is remember who you were before they made you believe you were Toby. Remember who you were before they made you believe that your skin tone was less than. Remember your natural tongue that you had before they make you speak a dialect of the English language. Remember the crown that was once upon your head before they made you believe that you were a peasant. That's what I want the Black nation and the Black people to own and to get back to. And the best way to do that is to do that with each other. the best way to do that is to support each other. You know, we literally built the US, you know, with our blood, sweat, and tears. Literally, we came up with ideas, we came up with inventions, we came up with so many different things that we didn't get the credit for. Why? Because we were Black, you know. And I feel like we honestly need to take our inventions back. We need to take all the things that we have given out to the white man or out to other people for validation, and take all of those things and give that back to our own communities and give that back to ourselves, and stop pouring out all of this to a nation that doesn't accept it. So this is my piece on Black Lives Matter. I am so happy to be a part of this event. I'm so happy to be a part of this movement. Hopefully the words that I said to you all were able to be moving and relatable, and you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Feel free to follow me on other social media platforms. You can follow me on YouTube at Josh Hill. You can also follow me on Instagram at DemigodJosh_, and you can also follow me on Facebook at DemigodJosh as well. Love you as always. Hanshané, the Buddha in me reaches out to the Buddha in you to promote spiritual enlightenment and peace. And I will see you guys on future videos. Later.